Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome in
Ouch.
on a Wednesday. Thank you all for joining us. Hope you
That
guys
sign
are doing
scared the
well
hell
out
out of
there.
me until the first line of the sign scared the hell out of me, and then I realized what it was.
He's fine. Or like,
He's not fine, but
also, I mean, as you know, on the program, we're big fans of Derek Lewis, the Beast, and he posts the most he doesn't post just things of people like actually dying, but the most precarious, worst situations ever of videos that he finds.
More of like a people dying inside kind of thing.
Well, just like this looks terrible, and he always just tags it. He's okay. She's okay.
Well,
but I mean, he's fine. He's alive, but probably just don't say anything for a while.
Yeah.
Just lay down.
Just take the L.
Get a horse. Go live in the mountains for a while.
Don't bother anybody.
But welcome in. We got the 30-minute show tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. Tyler, how are you doing this afternoon/evening now? As we dive into, we still, I mean, as far as live sports, league championship series going on in MLB. We did have the Tuesday night football, thank you Titans, last night, which we will also dive into. But how are you doing this evening?
Doing a lot better now that the Dodgers finally decided to, show up to a game. That was good. Instead of waiting till they were down, 7-0, 8-3, they showed up at the start of the game. So doing a lot better now. Definitely doing better than Josh Norman.
May he rest in peace.
Just kind of, in trying to enjoy a time where we still have sports on seemingly every night, like that's, coming up to an end real quick here.
I know.
So I'm still just kind of enjoying it while we have it. Ronnie, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Had an off day from the bank. Got out there and golf with the big homie Greg down in Chula Vista.
Nice.
Was fearing for the worst heat-wise. Not that bad.
Okay.
And a pretty generous track as far as just public course hackers go.
Yeah.
Wide fairways. Not too much elevation. I like the more exotic elements as far as like up and down hills and stuff, but it's also nice to find your ball when you hit it. So I was cool with that. But all in all, a good day, and we'll give you guys what appears now to be 23, 24 minutes of the best sports content on earth. But I have to start right off the top. Actually, let's hit the comments here. We got Beast on the road.
There we go.
Big Dog Cease checking in. Thank you, as always, for watching. And let's see. DVs get mossed. I'm going to have to say more than beast mode in that regard to Nick. But swerving back over to Cease, this is just a personal obligation that I failed to fulfill. So I must apologize. Cease sent me a very good video that I was trying to wedge into a This Freaking Guy segment. Friends of the program, viewers, no, I like to get a This Freaking Guy going. But this happened, I have to say, probably a week and a half ago. I think stage 4 of the Giro Italia. I don't know how they say it. But
uncultured swine.
Definitely a strong This Freaking Guy candidate. I'm going to play the video for you now. Just so you can kind of get the context. You see these a lot of times in distance running races or bike races, but we had a classic one.
So I think photo finish between Julian and Primos.
So got him. I mean, if you watch the video there, you can pretty much see what happened. Guy pulled celebrating, and you're not quite there yet, bud. But I tried to put this into a This Freaking Guy video, which I guaranteed to cease. So I will have to couch this with a, well, I'm just going to walk it back. So my apologies there. But in my further research, trying to figure out how to cut that video up, what was going on in the car, just a bunch of European dudes with some with masks on. just broing out in the trail car. Yeah. Couldn't make really any kind of sense of it. Took me probably 2 hours to figure out what the guy's name was, and it was just a disaster. So I tried.
So wait, so Ronnie, so you're telling me that you were given basically a layup for a nominee for the Rob Manfred This Freaking Guy Award and couldn't come through with it?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
I think you know what that means.
I sure do. I will take the ass on this one. Well deserved. Apologies to Cease, great friend of the program, longtime follower and listener of the podcast. As you can see, actually on the graphic here, this is more, personal pride. We have made it 25 episodes since he's appeared. I know he thought he was the show killer, but not in this case. We will power through. But I did drop the ball on this one, so I'm going to wear it. Some of these articles, I don't know. If it was Tour de France, maybe you can get some kind of straight story of who is, the involved parties here. But very confusing and just not really figuring out. I got the names, but I was in over my head. I'm just going to say that. You're playing
those away games. It's you probably did the right thing by not trying to get too into it.
A little out of my depth.
Callan, to answer your question, because we did not give out the award, that is why Ronnie did not say the Rob Manfred Award. It will always be known as that.
No, henceforth shall be named. I mean, that stands. But apologies to Cease, the big homie. Always grateful for a truck horn.
Let me give you a little truck horn before we go.
Oh, let's hit it. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
But we come back. We rebuild stronger than ever. So
here we go.
If it wasn't the, again, Euro d'Italia, like, I'm a big soccer guy. That's all the Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish I know is all from the soccer world. But I could not make any kind of sense out of the websites that I was having to dive into to figure out what happened. So, again, I apologize. But Cease, henceforth, also, not even henceforth, the sport fishing and cycling expert on the show. So thank you again, Cease. But that's on me. I'll wear it.
Well, since we can't talk about that, let's actually talk about some sports that we, can talk about. You did mention at the top of the show last night for might be the first time ever, I believe the first time ever, maybe not, but a Tuesday night football game between the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills. The Titans, of course, being the reason that we had Tuesday night football, as well as lots of other crazy scheduling changes out there. But they just absolutely destroyed Buffalo. Of course, the big thing coming out of that everybody talked about, and Ronnie's whiteboard message was in reference to, was Josh Norman getting just thrown, just a bad piece, a bad piece of luggage,
just shuffled off of this earthly plane. I mean,
yeah, just Derrick Henry just absolutely making him feel like a child. That's a grown man that he threw, and
that's a NFL defensive back that just got. Look, he was coming in a little off balance, whatever. But can you really come at Derrick Henry like that? I mean,
no, that's bad.
This guy is basically a truck.
Yeah,
So you better get low and you better square up on this guy, because if you're coming in a little off balance, you gone.
yeah. If you're gonna hit him, you got to come right, or dive at his legs. Like don't try and tackle the man high, because it's just not going to work out. It's
No, never. And I was happy to see. I mean, is there any NFL fans out there that really enjoy Josh Norman? Let's just be honest. Like, we can be candid. We
Sure.
family. We family.
We family.
I'm
gonna keep it real, Oakland. You want to keep it real?
I'm gonna do what I do. You do what you do. But it just seemed like it was really running his mouth. Yes, he had kind of got up in OBJ's head when he was on the Giants.
Sure.
It doesn't seem that hard to do because OBJ's kind of a space cadet himself.
Bit of a head case, yeah.
But Josh Norman, look, I'm glad he got paid.
Got
But
paid well.
has
Paid
anyone
pretty well.
ever ran their mouth more and been less adequate as a player that got paid that much? I'm going to say he's up there in the top tier.
It's up there, yeah.
So I had no hard feelings at all about that. I was very just enjoying the whole scenario. And the internet ran wild on him, which, we're here for all of that. So
Oh, yeah.
we got a little snapshot of some of the memes. And I like the twister one. I like the elbow drop also.
That's a good one, yeah.
And then sliding backwards into home base. I mean, he probably could have done a little bit better with that. But Josh Norman, we hardly knew you. But I really don't feel bad about what happened to you. Maybe just don't talk for a while.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is that's his game, so I'm sure he'll be talking come their next game. I assume they're playing on Sunday. I don't even know anymore.
At this point, yes. Who knows? Thank you, Titans,
Yeah.
for causing this.
Which
Yes, Tuesday Night Football is a fun novelty.
is
But
great.
get used to it, NFL fans, because the Titans screwed everyone.
Yeah.
Can you just wear a mask or not have a secret practice at a high school a day after your facility gets shut down?
After the NFL tells you, hey, stay at home, you're not allowed to meet up and practice. Maybe don't meet up and practice. Like maybe just don't do that.
This was another great one I saw. They actually edited his Wikipedia page. His father is Derrick Henry, who sunned him into the abyss, as we saw last night. That was just incredible. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I'm not really rooting for anyone here in this case, but if it's Josh Norman getting thrown into the astral plane,
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm down.
You know what? That was actually that Wikipedia edit is actually that was like watching a little kid trying to wrestle his dad. That's really what that was. And just like the dad just kind of at some point in time like, nah, I'm kind of done here. Boom.
I've heard just about enough from you. Wow.
Yeah. So again, Josh Norman, probably best to keep your mouth shut. Just wear it. Just own the L. And
Just lay low.
yeah, look, we all take L. Lord knows I take plenty of L's. We all take L's from time to time. Sometimes you just got to wear it. Just live with it. But
Also,
there was
Jordan again. Too many bicep curls.
I
I appreciate that.
That's those glamour muscles. All buys
God
and
Trucks, which also sees resident trucking insider
That's
on
right.
the program. So if C says you got truck, dog.
Yep,
Just
it happened.
you got to eat it.
Yep. There was some other NFL news that did come out, which was Le'Veon Bell, former all-world running back, former consensus number 1 fantasy draft pick for a couple years in a row, getting released by the New York Jets, who still have Gase there. Gase is still there. He's still under contract. But Le'Veon Bell is not.
The all-seeing eyes of Gase
No.
compel you.
Please take that off my screen.
I
That is-
can't. I can't. I'm staring right into the pupils, and I'm sucked in. I'm sorry.
That image actually forced its way on the screen. You didn't pull that up.
I'm powerless to stop it.
But so Le'Veon Bell got released. Rumors are going around that he may, get signed by Kansas City, is apparently the highest, kind of the highest bidder right now. I thought it was pretty telling that, the rumors were the Jets were kind of trying to shop him around. it's pretty telling to me when no team is like, yeah, we'll give up a 7th-round pick for him. Sure, why not?
Yeah. And the contract that he got going to the Jets, you would think, like, we got to cash in on this a little bit. And yes, it's the Jets. I mean, they're going to Jets.
They're terrible.
But even the Jets were like, we're just going to take this on the chin. Probably eat some of this dead cap money.
Yeah.
It's better for both parties.
Yeah.
He wants out. We're not going anywhere. Let's just part ways. But I did think the main thing that stood out to me in his Jets tenure was when he was on the Steelers, it seemed like his whole thing was, I have a good offensive line, and he would make like the second cut. Just kind of like hesitate and then break one off.
Yeah.
But when you're on the Jets, it's like you're kind of running for your life and just trying to get positive yardage.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of team is going to take Le'Veon Bell at this point. Maybe a contender, the Chiefs, like you said. Maybe the Cardinals. But even he has to think, like, do I want to do another one of these? Like, go to a team that will have me, but, like, I'm just getting blown up in the backfield. You know what I mean? Like, I think the magic was when he was with the Steelers because they have a good offensive. They still have a good offensive line.
Still do, yeah.
And it gives you that little extra half step to like sort of assess the situation, cut and break, and hit the gap. But I don't know. I don't know what the market is looking like for Le'Veon Bell right now. I know fantasy owners hoping he signs with a decent team, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's not the bell cow back he used to be. And that's becoming an exceedingly rarer and rarer thing anyways, having a bell cow running back. Nowadays it's like you got to be a half wide receiver, half running back, which he can still catch the ball fairly well, don't get me wrong. But, I just don't think, if he's going to play somewhere, he's probably going to have to be a number 2, be content with just rotating every once in a while. I don't know what the future holds for him, but we'll see. If he goes to the Chiefs, he's definitely – he's going to a contender, but he's not going to be getting touches. Edwards-Helaire is going to be on the field almost all the time for him, so we'll see.
And still, honestly, they have like 3 running backs on that team that probably would out-touch him.
Yeah.
So, fantasy owners, if you got Le'Veon Bell, keep reaching for that rainbow. But I don't know. I don't know what his stock is at this point, and especially with all the way he forced his exit out of Pittsburgh. Do you want that on your team? Like, if you're an NFL team and you're really contending, actually have a competitive team, do you bring in that? Probably not, I would say.
Probably not.
No. Like the Chiefs, it's kind of already like up and running, so I could see him latching on to that. Like, hey, if you want to come, we'll definitely use you, but we're good.
Strong, we can use you.
You got a strong back, we could use you. But I don't think he's going to go anywhere where it's just going to be like, we need him right now. It just seems like the combination of him, his personality after he left the Steelers, and whatever team that he would land on, I don't see the fit. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But in other news, in other football-related news, we did get a couple of interesting stories coming out of the NCAA realm today. First thing is, early this morning, they announced that the Florida LSU game, scheduled for this upcoming Saturday, has been postponed due to a recent spike in positive COVID tests within the Florida football program. So the game is tentatively rescheduled for December 12th. We'll kind of see what happens there. We all know Florida going to Florida. And then the other news that really caught my eye, especially as a West Ham fan who has a coach that has dealt with something similar to this, but the head coach of Alabama, Nick Saban, and the AD at Alabama, Greg Byrne, both tested positive for COVID, which leads me to believe, and this is where the West Ham portion comes into it, that we may be getting Cyber Saban for the upcoming future here, we may have him Skyping in and yelling at his players from a computer screen.
Potentially even more terrifying than real life Saban.
Yes, it's true.
We saw what it did for Moyes. I mean,
Cyber Moyes was awesome.
maybe not all of you guys, but West Fan, the West Ham show of record here on the network.
That's right.
It seems like they've had a pretty good uptick with Cyber Moyes relaying lineups,
Yeah.
on-field direction, whatever. I don't know what he's doing, but it's working. But if you have Cyber Saban, look out.
Yeah, and actually, Will come in with a good question that I hadn't even thought about with Saban being there. But how's it going to affect the betting line of the Georgia game? I don't think it will. Maybe a point. I don't think it's going to affect them too much, just because that's a well-oiled machine there from the top down. Again, Saban, I'm sure he'll be calling in on Skype or something, still voicing his stuff. But it's just such a well-run machine there. I personally don't think it'll affect the line that much.
I think they can, if you're Alabama, you can afford to just sort of ride it out with the players and the coaching that you have. It's kind of just a factory for the NFL or bigger college jobs if you're a coach. So I think they're in good hands. Yeah. But the novelty, the idea of Cyber Saban with the Terminator eye.
Yeah, the Sabinator.
Yeah, I kind of want to see what's going to happen there. But, and it's Georgia. I mean, come on. Even if they have a chance, they're going to blow it.
That's a fair point. But, again, we'll see what that does to them. Again, I think Alabama's so well run, it's not going to be a huge blow to them. Plus, again, he'll be there some way, shape, or form. Somewhere through the internet, through the interwebs, he'll be there. So I think they'll be fine.
Once again, just setting up Mike Leach's strike on Alabama.
There we go.
I just hope.
That would be something. God, they gotta figure some shit out there.
Yeah, they're not very good. But you got Mike Leach, you're gonna get 600 yards passing, and then we'll figure out the rest from there.
Figure it out from there. Just kind of one last thing I did want to touch on here is with this last couple minutes. Of course, we got the League Championship Series going on in baseball for both the American League and the National League. Dodgers came up big today, finally showing up, putting up a MLB record 11 runs in the first inning against the Braves, including a grand slam by Max Muncy, which for all non-Dodgers fans out there, believe it or not, is only the second extra base hit they've had all year with the bases loaded. Usually they either hit weak singles or strike out, so got to be happy about that. Also nice that they're just finally showing up and trying to make it a series. And right now we have Houston is currently leading Game 4 against Tampa Bay 4-2. They're in the 7th inning, but Houston's got to win 4 in a row, and it's looking tough. I mean, Tampa, their pitching has just been awesome. The fielding has been unbelievable. Guys are making
last night was a clinic. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a clinic because they were just making out of their mind kind of plays.
Yeah.
But is anyone really that sad if the Astros lose? Let's be honest. I mean, come on. Everyone wants that to happen. And as a Dodger fan that punched, I'm glad they had a good game. We all know about the history.
Sure.
For me, it's pretty much anyone but the Astros. I don't like the Braves, but if they win, hey, all power to them. Just not the Astros.
I got no beef with the Braves. The Rays I like. Again, preseason I did pick a Dodgers-Rays World Series. And, if the Dodgers can't win it, then give me Braves-Rays just because fuck Rob Manfred, fuck your low ratings. Because, I'm going to watch it. I'm a huge baseball fan. Let's not kid ourselves. The average person will not care about a Braves-Rays World Series.
You know where I stand.
There we go. Always. But, again, happy for the Dodgers tomorrow. They're going to have Clayton Kershaw going, which we'll see how that does. He had to miss Game 2 with back spasms.
It could be great or it could be disastrous.
Now, I'm really curious what the Braves are going to do because they don't have another starting pitcher right now, and they've had to go pretty deep with their bullpen the last couple of days. So real interested to see what they do with that. And, again, if the Dodgers bats can just kind of keep going, they for the first, 9 plus 15 innings, pretty much non-existent. Seager got it going with a 3-run home run in the 7th last night. They had a 4-run rally in the 9th, which, hey, maybe also actually one piece of advice if the Dodgers are watching, and I know they're watching because they never miss us.
Friends of the program, the Dodgers.
Maybe don't throw pitches on the inner half of the plate to Freddie Freeman. I think he's an MVP candidate for he will win the MVP. I'll just say that he will win the MVP. And if you throw pitches on the inner half, he tends to smash it. So even if you throw in the outer half, he's probably going to hit it for a single the other way. But I'd rather do that than let him hit it 400 feet every time on an inside pitch.
Yeah, this kind of carries over to both whatever games are going on as far as these championship series. Now we get into what are you going to do with your pitching rotation?
Yeah.
Because the Braves do have some top-line guys. The Dodgers do too.
Absolutely.
But if you're running them out day after day, now it gets weird.
And you have no days off. So
yeah, it's just every single day.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that gives me any kind of real optimism about the Dodgers, the way they ended the last game and obviously won this game, started this game off. But you're going to see some weird situations as far as momentum hitting, yes, but who's going to pitch? It's going to get weird for everyone.
Yeah.
So even the Rays probably, I know they're down right now, but you obviously have to hope that you close it out.
Sure.
But it just gets messier. The more games have to be played,
Yep.
the more you got to pencil out that lineup card. So,
yeah, definitely look forward to that. But Ronnie, we're up against the wall here with our half-hour show today. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
no, thank you guys for joining. May he rest in peace, Josh Norman. And Tyler, I'll give it up to you to get us out of here.
Absolutely, guys. Stick around here on the network. We got Anti-Bev coming up right about now. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know the drill. Keep the fire.
Keep the fire.